Welcome and thank you for joining today's call to discuss the challenges and opportunities for automated testing. My name is David Middup. I lead Winfo's business in the EMEA region, and I'm based in the UK. I'm joined today by Rajeshwari and Bashita. If you could both introduce yourselves.
Hi all, my name is Rajeshwari Rangaswamy. I work as a functional consultant with Winfo Solutions, and I closely work with customers during their testing process, and I make sure the testing is made easier for them.
Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. My name is Varshita. I am a senior consultant at Winfo. I manage the delivery of the Winfo test, ensuring the successful implementation and regression testing of our clients. Thank you. The floor is yours, David.
Thank you. So this call is of interest to those that would benefit from advanced automated testing, whether that is to speed up the test cycles in your implementation project or to optimize your cloud quarterly upgrade cycle. So this is really relevant to program managers, testing professionals, cloud support managers, and others in similar roles. Raji and Bashita will take you through how our Winfo Test solution can help with your testing challenge. I'm sure as we go along, you'll think of questions on how this applies to your particular situation. We'll have time to answer those questions at the end, so please do enter your questions in the Q&A function. If we don't have time to answer all questions, we'll certainly do so offline. In terms of our agenda for today, I'll take us through a brief intro and also an intro to Winfo Solutions for those that don't, of you that don't know us. Then we'll go on to talk about the tool itself and the features, the approach to our testing. We'll take you through a real demo and then some of our customer success stories, and then we'll open up to just run through the questions that you've raised in the chat. With that, I'll just go into the next slide, just to talk a little bit about Winfo very briefly. Really just to say that we are that one-stop shop for Oracle solutions. We are an Oracle partner operating, providing the full range of services to our clients across the world, from lifecycle implementations to technical and infrastructure services and also managed services. We also have a range of advanced in-house built solutions, one of these being Winfo Test, which we're talking about today. And with that, I'll just hand over to Raji to take us through the testing solutions. Over to you, Raji.
Thank you, David. Based on experience, we all know how important the whole testing process is when working on often complex projects. And everyone understands that testing, whether upgrade or rollout, is an inherent part of adopting Oracle Cloud, but that can be really disruptive to the business as well. When it comes to quarterly upgrade, the patch is deployed into the development environment over the first weekend of the upgrade month and into production over the third weekend of the upgrade month. So, like all Fusion customers, we have this 2-week window to prepare and test, and this impacts the business activity as well as many IT and support teams involved as well. The first challenge is that for business, the timing for the 2 preparation and testing weeks fall exactly within the period end for most customers, which is the busiest time for Fusion users, right? And although process owners would like to take up the responsibility, it's very hard for them to commit to testing. It's a huge challenge because it's the least priority for business. And as a result, end user testing is typically never completed. And in these demanding times, Fusion users often focus on high priority aspects of the implementation, as well as any new features or bug fixes that are included in the upgrade. And when doing so, if an issue is identified requiring Oracle to do another patch, then all the testing that was done before goes invalid, right? So this is a rocky road for our customers who face the additional challenge of redoing all the testing in the limited time, or more often, no time to complete the testing. And when testing is done manually, there is always limited coverage, and testing all possible scenarios across all modules quite clearly becomes impossible because of time and resources availability. We sometimes encounter our customers who have automated maintenance of test scripts or use spreadsheet-based testing plans, which neither scale nor provide the audit trail required to remedy issues quickly. We also hear from our customers that their teams are in force after every upgrade to fix post-upgrade issues. They expect to see these and are often presented with post-upgrade issues. So to address this, Winfo has come up with a vision to simplify test execution with a click of a button, and that's exactly what Winfo Test delivers. I will talk to you more about this in a few minutes when we go through the demo. Now let's quickly understand the features of the Winfo Test tool. It's a SaaS application, a test automation tool, which means you don't need to install any hardware or software on your side. It is fully secured. We have role-based security as well as project-based security. So if you have financials, HCM, PPM, and other modules, and you would like to segregate users and make sure users don't have access to the other modules, then that kind of project-based security, role-based security can be set up as well. We have a pre-built test script library, and this contains more than 1,600 scripts. As a SaaS application is more or less standard across customers. These are standard scripts, and in addition to this, we build custom scripts as well to include any DFFs or page customizations that you have enabled in your environment. We have a powered script assistant. Now, this feature in the Winfo Test tool captures the navigation and action of the user and automatically creates the test script in the background in English. There is no coding involved here. The product also supports end-to-end process testing. Say, for example, a P2P cycle starting from creating a project and eventually a project requisition, approving the requisition, generating a purchase order, creating a receipt, doing a three-way match on the payables invoice, and then importing the cost back to the project. This level of granular process can be defined within the Winfo Test application and can be executed across different modules. This can happen by dependencies and providing the test data, not just test data, but dynamic test data. I will tell you what dynamic test data means. Say, for example, requisition number. Requisition number is not an input parameter when creating the requisition. It is what the application generates when the process is complete. So requisition number is used as an output from the first script and is automatically used as an input data for the second script, which is approving the requisition. So that way, duplication of effort is reduced and the system is able to avoid such unnecessary efforts done when doing manual testing. So dynamic test data is what we call when the application is able to use the data that's already in there, avoiding any duplication. And this is managed within the product. Pre-validation of test script data. This is a unique feature in the Winfo Test application where the tool connects to the Oracle Cloud application where you're going to do the testing via an API call, and it will make sure that the data is in fact valid. Say, for example, a supplier or a customer that you are using for testing. What the Winfo Test tool does is it will make sure that these data points are in fact valid in Oracle. If the supplier doesn't exist in the Oracle environment, then the script is bound to fail, right? So such failures are avoided by actually validating the data before executing the script itself. These can actually be pre-validated before actually executing the script. So Winfo Test also supports all custom extensions and pass extensions, including VBCS, Apex, ADF applications, reports, and integrations. Testing can be scheduled, which means everything runs in the background. Testing can be scheduled out of hours or over a weekend. The system doesn't have to be manually monitored, or the system doesn't have to be turned on to monitor this at all. Detailed reporting and test evidence containing all the detailed screenshots is available once the testing is complete. Winfo Test provides information on analytics, and the tool triggers email notification containing the status of the testing. So the reports provide evidence of each and every step of the tool's navigation within the Oracle application. All the scripts in Winfo Test are version controlled, and the scripts are upgraded on a quarterly basis. Say if you are on 24B now, you will have the 24B scripts in your repository. And once we move on to the 24C, the next upgrade, your scripts will already be version controlled and upgraded, and you will be able to use the 24C scripts for the next patch when you take the next patch, likely in the next couple of weeks, right? There's no code involved here. Again, it's all in simple English, and the product is integrated with Jira, SharePoint, and quite a number of tools for various functionality. It's also integrated with Excel. So that means you can provide input data in the form of an Excel sheet, simply upload it onto the Winfo Test application. So the Winfo Test tool has clearly simplified the testing process into 3 key steps here: a one-time setup, execution, and reporting. Basically, the test approach is very simple and straightforward. What we have is an existing script library that is ready to use. For example, if you have procurement, financials, PPM, EPM, SCM modules, then we can start with the scripts that are already available and identify any gaps. Then additional scripts can be created and any existing scripts can be modified as well. When I say modify a script, like I mentioned earlier, standard script can be quickly modified to include any DFFs or page customizations on your environment. And this can be done by amending an existing script itself. Test runs. Now, test runs here are a group of test scripts to define the process that you want to test. Test runs here can be created based on modules. Depending on how you are currently testing, the same process can be followed to create test run templates after agreeing with the business and functional teams regarding the input test data. Input test data is agreed with the customers, and you say, for example, the vendor you want to use, the buyer you want to use, data points like that are agreed. We get the data in the form of an Excel sheet and just upload it onto the Winfo Test environment, which validates it, and it's all intact there. And this becomes your one-time setup. A basic test script library with all the scripts, test run templates with the test scripts and the test data. So this is intact and can be used for any subsequent release or any rollout testing as well. Once this is done, it's just we can just execute the scripts and you have the detailed test evidence. I will show you an example of how the test evidence will be created using the Winfo Test application. I'll now move on to the demo, and this will show you how the Winfo Test tool actually works and what it looks like. Winfo Test application, right? We are on the home page, the landing page, where you have quick links to most of the points that we just spoke about: a test script library, a test run, and scheduler. So on the landing page, you can see the statistics and analytics of the different projects that you are working on. The projects could be new implementation, or the project could simply be an upgrade, release, patch testing. And as you can see, different modules are defined here, and the number of scripts with the numbers that have been executed, the ones in progress, pass, failures, and further drill down is possible from this page to check on why a certain script has failed as well. So the landing page gives you quite good stats and analytics here. Let me take you to the test script library. Now, this is the place where we have over 1,600 pre-built scripts across different modules like financials, EPM, HCM, including some of the Redwood enabled scripts as well. So yeah, this is the test script library. And what we have is an inbuilt test script assistant as well. So when you would like to take on additional features, or if you would like to create a new script, all you need to do is start using the Winfo Test as script assistant. And what it does is it will actually capture the navigation that you are taking and will be able to automatically create a script in the background. So I have started the script assistant now, and I'm logging into the Oracle demo application to create a quick payables invoice today. So I'm navigating to the payables module to the invoices work area. I will give a couple of details, and you can see how the Winfo Test application is able to automatically create a test script in the background. Now, this is really useful when Oracle introduces any new functionality, or when business has a requirement to enable any additional profile options that require further testing or some new features. So what I will do is I will stop the record button here of the script assistant. Once I stop recording here, I will be able to give the basic details of where this script exactly belongs. So create an invoice. Okay, and the priority high. This type of script is a standard script. Role, an AP specialist. Description, create a manual invoice. Product version, at the minute we are in 24B, and submit. So this new script number is available for you. So this means a test script is already created in the Winfo Test application. So we are back onto the Winfo Test tool, where you will be able to search by various parameters here, various filters here. And what I will do now is I will search by the script that we just created. So this is the script that was created now. And as you can see, the script is created using the navigation that I took, starting from the login home page to the payables work area and giving a business unit, supplier number, and so on. So it will create the test script in the background, and you don't have to have additional resources assigned to create a script itself. Now, when you actually want to customize a script, what we can do is copy an existing script, and this can be used to create a custom script to enable additional DFFs as well. Now, for example, let me just take another script here, a standard script, right? Okay, an invoice without a PU. So this is a standard script. All I need to do is click on copy, and I will be able to add the additional steps in here. So it will create a custom script with a suffix, and you will be able to create additional steps that are required to enable any DFFs. Now we did talk about the scheduler, right? So this is our scheduler page, and let me query the 24B end-to-end testing. This is a scheduler that was previously used. And this particular scheduler has all of the different modules with various test scripts. All I need to do is I will mark this as a template. Once I mark this as a template, this scheduler is we will be able to copy this scheduler. So let us say R24C demo test. Okay. Now, when I do copy, you can see that all of the test runs are available here with the data that was previously used for 24B as well. And the incremental value is defaulted to yes, which means any data like a receipt number or an invoice number, which has to be rendered unique, will be made unique, and any duplicate errors are avoided. So I will schedule this for a future date. So I'm expecting the 24C patch over the first weekend of August. So let me just schedule for August 3rd, which is a Saturday, and click on OK. I can save this. So this means the scheduler is available to use. Sometimes we also encounter where between different functional teams where dependency is required to be enabled. So when I can update dependency to make sure that the P2P module is actually executed after the SCM test run. So this level of dependency can be defined as well, or an R2R process cycle will need to be executed only after the P2P test run. So this dependency can be saved here. Once dependency is given, you can save and close. So what you have here is a new scheduler simply taking advantage of all the one-time setup, the test script library that's already there, the test run templates, along with all the input data. So that's the advantage of having your one-time setup done and using the same thing over and over again for any new release or fresh implementation. Now, this particular scheduler can be validated. So when validation happens, what the application does is it will connect to your Oracle Cloud environment to make sure that the data is in fact valid. So obviously it says validation is not successful for a particular test run where you see this red cross mark. Let me just get into the this particular module to see why this has failed. So you can see that this script is the one that has problem, or you could click the validate button here where you can see the validation failed on create PO from requisition. So what it says here is it says that the validation is failed for this particular data point. It simply says an input value is mandatory. And as you can see, the input data is not available for this particular script. So all you need to do is give an input parameter, save and validate. So this means your test run is intact. So what you have done is you have used an scheduler that was used for 24B, created a new scheduler for 24C, copied it with the same data with incremental values, enabled dependencies across modules, and also validated the data. So that means this particular test run is ready to be executed. It can be executed now, or if not, it will start the process on the scheduled date. What I will do now is I will start executing, where you will see that the status of these test runs are going into progress and yet to start depending on the dependencies that you have defined. The product is also integrated with defect management systems as well. So this bug button, once it is clicked, it will create the defect on the defect management system where you would like it to get integrated, like Jira or SharePoint. So what happens is if you create the defect here, it will create a ticket giving you all the information of why a certain script has failed, including screenshots or any additional details there. So your functional team can look at the defect, see if it's go through it and raise it with Oracle as immediately as possible. Now, these test runs, they include the different functional modules as well as end-to-end integration testing as well. When I say end-to-end integration testing, when you have an Oracle Fusion environment that has interfaces with other external ERPs, so that end-to-end inbound and outbound integration can also be tested within the Winfo Test application. I would also like to show you about the input test data when I said this is integrated with Excel as well. So on the test run page, what you can do is you will be able to download the input test data of the entire module in the form of an Excel sheet. So once you download that, you will be able to make any changes required on the Excel sheet, and you will be able to upload it back onto the environment. So that way, if there are multiple data changes required, you have the liberty to use an Excel sheet where some users find it more comfortable to give the data in the form of an Excel sheet, but you can easily upload it back to the Winfo Test environment. What this particular scheduler does is when you actually execute, it triggers an email notification to your user account. And once it is completed, it will give you the status of the testing, the number of scripts that have passed, failed, and that will enable you to go into the Winfo Test application and understand when it's completed or what you need to do next. I will now show you the test evidence as well. So this is an end-to-end testing cycle, and I will show you a test evidence report. So the test evidence report gives you basic details of how many scripts are available on the particular test run and how long it has taken to actually execute the test run. Gives you basic details with a good index and links as well. And the best part is that it will give you a timestamp as well. The timestamp is very vital for a lot of audit requirements, SOX audit and other such requirements. So that way, the test evidence captures all of the navigation that the tool has in fact taken to actually execute. So in this case, I think it's a create requisition script, and it has navigated to the procurement module, and it will give you detailed screenshots of how the test script was executed. I will now pass this to Varshita, who will talk to you more about how this Winfo Test application is actually benefiting customers.
Yeah, thank you, Rajeshwari. So let talk about the benefits of the Winfo Test application. So as we have seen, the executions and the creation of the schedulers and everything, so there is a lot of benefits with the Winfo Test. So by using the Winfo Test, we are automating the more areas of the application for thorough testing. To speed up the testing with the automated scripts and with the repetitive test cases for the quicker releases. Used when automated scripts, we are trying to eliminate the human error and ensuring the reliable results. By using this Winfo test, we are reducing the manual testing and also the cost. By this, we are identifying and fixing the defects early and minimizing the cost and efforts. So with this, as we have seen in the demo, we have providing even the detailed reports of each and every screen where we are capturing everything and even the errors and the correct flow. So we are providing the reports and everything in a sequence manner. So let's see the benefits. Let's see the success stories of the customer. So the Winfo Test has many success stories. Today, I will highlight our experiences in the global healthcare and the telecommunication sectors. Let's see about the Global Irish Healthcare Corporation. So here, the headquarters is in Ireland and their operations is across Asia, Europe, and the US. So covering more than 50 plus countries. So over 11,700 employees were there, and their annual income, annual revenue is 1.3 billion dollars. So this customer selected Winfo Test for new enhancements, rollouts, and other fresh test implements from Oracle, such as advanced collections. Let's see the business challenges faced by this customer. So Oracle provides a 2 weeks window for this upgrade testing, as we all know it. And this testing needs to cover the multiple legal entities, business units, which cover across the countries. So within this time frame, we need additional resources, often causing the delays for other projects. Let's see how it was implemented for them. The implementation was very straightforward. There was approximately 300 plus scripts within the scope of the automation. The 80% of the scripts were directly taken from our seeded library, which is available in Infotest. For small number of the scripts, we had to create the custom scripts to match the client's configuration. Once the configuration is completed, the tool was ready to use. So as previously discussed, and the implementation is complete, and the UAT evidence has been provided, and allowing the global process owners to sign off, and their team is not involved in testing and instead of focusing other projects. So resulting in both the cost and the time savings. Let's see the business impact and how it was helpful for them. So the testing was completed in 2 days, and they have achieved the 80% of the cost saving. So by this, so they have seen a lot of difference in the cost saving. And let's see now the Global Telecommunication Corporation. So they are the world's leading telecommunication operators and major use of the Oracle cloud applications. They faced challenges with the testing. So the Global Telecommunication Corporation is fully automated. They were searching for the fully automated testing solution that would be easy to implement for them. The requirement was minimal maintenance. So that why. So let's see now the how what are the why they have taken this global telecommunication operators was chosen the Winfo test. So this There were around 200 plus countries and headquarters is in France. Let's see the business challenges faced by the Global Telecommunication Corporation. The business challenges were that they were need to cover the multiple legal entities and multiple business across the various countries, and the same thing. So as we know, they will provide the 2-week window for the upgrade testing. The main challenge is that the complex test environments and the data management and the high volume of the test cases and managing the frequent updates. So let's see the scope of this client. So they asked to implement that the PPM, SCM, HCM, and the PAS extensions and OIC integrations. This project was actually initiated in October 2022, and now we have completed 7 upgrade regression testing cycles. So let's see how it was implemented by Winfo Test. So they also have around 350 plus scripts, and for the automation, so the 60% only was matched our seeded library. The remaining 40% we adapted as per their custom configurations. So it was a straightforward, and we conducted the regression testing immediately after the implementation of 23B version, and the testing was carefully controlled and all the scripts was successfully passed. Let's see the achievements. So with this, we have completed our testing with the 2 days, and we are able to implement for them as quicker as possible. And let's see the achievements of the Winfo test. In the month of May and June, the few clients which have adopted the 24B and executed the 24B upgrade. So by using a single click of a button with 2 days, which requires a very minimal human intervention. So that this achievement was achieved by with a single click of a button. So let's see the summarize to summarize this. Testing now concludes within the 2 days with the successful results. Utilizing the Winfo test, testing is now completely automated, and we have 99% of test coverage. Let's see the one of the customer review on the Oracle Cloud Marketplace. So we are very delighted to receive such positive feedback from our clients. We are extremely pleased to learn that our tool is enhancing the efficiency and reliability of patch testing for Oracle Cloud application. It brings us the great satisfaction to know that it is saves time and reducing inconvenience for our customers. Yeah. Thank you, Rajeshwari. Please continue.
Thank you, Varshita. Now, so how is the testing experience flawless? This is straightforward, right? Maximum coverage with minimum time and minimum configuration. To elaborate maximum coverage with a real-time example, our customers now typically start the testing process with various end-to-end process testing cycles linking different modules, say from contract creation to project creation to a payables cost, creating an event and then eventually transferring to AR, generating revenue, create accounting. So it's this level of granular process is created for different cycles as well, different process cycles as well. So this way, all the business critical processes like create accounting, P&L, balance sheet are all tested in the first couple of hours of the patch, and any failure is checked by the functional team and immediately raised with Oracle. So such issues are immediately called out. Once this is done, module-wise testing is then completed. So this will elaborate on different scripts within each module containing about 40 to 50 scripts, different approval levels, and so on. Module-wise testing also includes end-to-end integration testing. So if their PPM modules or project management module is done in an external ERP and there are interfaces built between Oracle Fusion and the other ERP, then end-to-end integration is also tested using the Winfo Test tool. And all of this can be done by enabling dependencies across modules, and parallel execution is also done. So this makes it time efficient. Now, minimum configuration. what our customers do is that they use our Winfo Test inbuilt script assistant when testing new functionality or developing new enhancements, taking on new features from Oracle. So this means getting the script ready is no longer a separate task. And with the integration with defect management systems like Jira or ServiceNow, defects can be resolved in an organized way. So we now see that our customers typically complete full end-to-end process testing with significant reduction in time and resources required to test. But certainly that's not the sole benefit or driver for automated testing, right? It's providing that confidence for your business and reducing risk for them are the real key drivers here to ensure that testing covers most of the business critical process that you really can't afford to have any issues with. The process owners of our customers welcome these improvements, and they're not struggling during their busiest times, but they retain ownership. They review the detailed test evidence and sign off on the testing performed. Testing automation with Winfo Test has given our customers absolute control, and they no longer fear upgrades. The experience is now planned, and users appreciate being able to approve the flawless test evidence as well. Over to you, David.
Okay, thanks, Raji. I think one thing that's worth emphasizing is that we can provide different commercial options for different situations. So for some clients, we provide the testing tool plus the services needed to set it up and get you running. For other clients, we actually execute all the testing on your behalf as well, whether that's for the implementation testing cycles or to support quarterly upgrades and regression testing there. So really, we can shape our service to what you need in your situation. And often this is based on the skills and resource availability you have within your own business. Okay. So let's leave it there in terms of the presentation to you as such and the demo, and we'll go into some Q&A. Perhaps if I just start on the list of the questions that have come in, perhaps I'll take the first one. So new features that are introduced in quarterly patches, is the new feature test script available in the library, or has the user to capture the steps using assistance and creating the test script? Simple answer is we do all the upgrades. So our library is upgraded. So we get as early access from Oracle to the changes in functionality, and we update the library so that you don't have to. And then when you start on the next upgrade cycle, it's all there ready to use. Clearly, custom scripts are something that's different. That's something that has to be taken on separately, but standard changes to the standard functionality that is built into the library. Next question, can I use the tool for testing other apps? Rajesh, I'll pass that one to you.
Sure. So what the Winfo Test tool does is we have a pre-built test script library. Obviously, you can test all of the modules, and with it being a SaaS application, it's pretty much standard, and we have scripts across many of the modules. And testing other applications when there are interfaces built, absolutely yes. So if there are interfaces built to interface customers or even requisitions, you will be able to start from the point where it's created and then test the interface and make sure you wait and ensure that the process is successful to see that the testing goes, to see that the data goes to the other side as well. So this way, end-to-end integration from Fusion to an external ERP is completely possible within the tool.
Thanks, Raji. From an audit perspective of test scripts, can you please touch on what is covered, who updated the script, when, approval for the updates, etc. So how do we handle control around script changes? Again, Raji, perhaps give you that one.
Yeah. So what we are is a team of experts who are very well versed in Oracle. So when these scripts are updated during before the next patch, when Oracle releases their notes, these are reviewed by our in-house experts and made sure that the script actually talks about the new functionality that's defined in there. So our experts ensure that the script is in fact valid.
I suppose the other side of that question, because that's standard scripts, I suppose there's custom scripts as well. So if if the customer is updating their own scripts, does that track those changes? Who's made those changes?
Yes, we will be able to see if the customer has actually amended an existing standard script. So what happens is when a standard script is copied over to create a custom script, the script number itself is automatically suffixed with a C1 or a C2. So that way we know that particular script was actually customized by a certain user, and we will be able to track that.
Okay, thank you. Next one's around the commercial model. Can we explain the commercial model and licensing for Winfo Test? I think I partially covered this in sort of my closing remarks, really. So we can provide the tool as a software as a service license, or an annual license, or a multi-year license. Now, when you buy that license, there is setup that's required, and that needs some of our help to get you set up on that. So we package that as a tool license plus the setup services. If you want us to execute the testing, then that's something we'll provide as testing as a service. That's an additional cost above the license. And both of those scenarios, whether it's tool only or tool plus execution, we can do that for quarterly regression testing cycles, or we could also do it for, if you're in an implementation project, for your systems testing, integration testing, UAT support, we can cover it for that as well. So we can talk about your specific needs and your volumes of scripts you need to test. And our pricing is typically based around the numbers of scripts that you would expect to execute during each of those test cycles. When we have a calculator that we put those figures into and come up with a model there. So that's something, if you're interested, we can just share some volumes with us, and we can help with what those volumes are, and we can put together some rough estimates, an illustration of what it might be for your situation. Let's go on to let's give Varshita one. So how does Winfo Test handle testing in instances where customers use Oracle Integration Cloud?
Yeah, thanks, David. So, so the Winfo Test handles the testing customers using the OS is similar as the ERP. So the just a quite difference here. So here also same, like the environment configuration setup needs to be done, and we need to adapt the custom test scripts, like we are knowing the specific overflow workflows and everything. And next, once the automation is scheduled, we need to sorry we need to test the scripts. Then we will, as same, we will provide the detailed reports and with the detailed logs. So this approach ensures the seamless and efficient integration testing is almost the same as ERP.
Great, thank you. And do keep on adding all your new questions to the Q&A. We'll try and get through as many as we can here. Next question, one for you, Raji. Is any software installation required on the user's desktop for automating the testing of Oracle Fusion with Winfo Test?
Absolutely not. We don't require any software or hardware to use the Winfo Test tool. It's just a simple URL, and we can be used without any installation.
Nice and simple, thank you. And does Winfo Test integrate well with Jira?
Yes. So the Winfo Test application can be integrated with Jira, ServiceNow, and quite a few applications as well for defect management. Just depends on how the customer, which defect management system the customer is currently using. So what we can do is, what we have is, once we click on the defect on our Winfo Test application, it will automatically create the ticket with the details of where the script has failed and a brief message as well. And this can then be assigned to the respective functional teams, who can then go through and see if that has to be raised with Oracle.
Okay, great, thank you. One for Vasita. What are the real benefits of using Winfo Test? Can you provide input from the case study where testing time was reduced to 2 days?
Oh, yeah. So as already we discussed about, so as I said, there are many benefits with the Winfo Test. So as I said, it's a faster test execution. So by using this, we can save the cost, and we are able to find the early detection of the defects. And there is the best benefit is that the enhanced the test reusability. So no need of creating every time. So, and the best one is that we are providing the detailed reports by using this, where we can find the errors very easily, and we can see the success flow also even. So as I have even mentioned in one of our slide above, so that we are achieving the testing in 2 days by using the reusability test cases and early detection of the defects. So in this way, I can easily say there are a quite benefit with our Winfo test.
Okay,
To just
cool,
add on to what Varshita just said about benefits, customers typically complete their testing in the first couple of days, right? So to share an example, one of our customers was able to identify that business critical reportings like P&L and balance sheet were erroring and were not providing an output, and this was immediately identified and raised with Oracle. I think it was the release 22A where quite a few of reports were affected, and Oracle did mention that a lot of customers faced issues, and our customer was able to raise this with Oracle immediately, and a patch was deployed.
Great, thank you, Raji. Do keep on typing, everybody. Lots more time. Otherwise, I think we're probably on to the last one that's come in so far. So can Winfo Test automate other applications where transactions start and then flow through into Oracle Fusion? And can those tests be scheduled to run automatically? Raji, I think it's probably one for you, that.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, when interfaces are built outside of Fusion, and when you're expecting data to flow into Fusion, this interface can be tested within the Winfo Test application as well. So what we do is we run the interface. We make sure whether if it's the customer interface built between an outside ERP, and we are expecting interfaces of customers into Oracle Fusion, then that can be tested end-to-end as well. So we make sure the integration is run, and then we go back into Fusion to check that the customers are in fact available.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Well, let's leave the questions there. I think that's plenty, and I think a lot of the questions were very specific to your own scenarios and can often be answered better one-on-one with you. Just carry on through the slides, Raji, please. So just to really close off, hopefully what you've heard and seen today is of interest to you. We'd be very happy to go further with you to talk more closely about your particular challenges and how you need to look at the automated testing solutions there. So please do go ahead and book a custom demo. We can give you a trial of that. We can give you some ideas of what the cost might be based on your numbers, either through scanning the QR code that you see there, or we'll no doubt follow up with you directly anyway. So we always get in touch that way. We'll share the link to the recording so that you can watch it again at your leisure. But obviously we'd be pleased to hear from you and answer any other questions. So unless there's anybody else typing in these last moments, we'll just say a big thank you to you all for joining, and thank you to Rajeshwari and Varshita for covering this today. And we'll look forward to speaking to you all in due course. So thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah. Thank you.